Captain June stood tall on the bridge of the Earth Alliance ship Perseverance. This was the big day. Humans were about to meet the Galactic Council in person for the first time. His uniform felt tight around his neck as he waited. The airlock doors slid open with a soft hiss. Strange creatures walked into the room. They looked nothing like humans. The leader had 6 eyes that moved independently, scanning everything at once. Its body was covered in a hard shell, and it clicked its mandibles when it spoke. "Welcome to Council Space," said the alien in perfect English. "I am Senior Counselor Take." June bowed slightly. "Thank you for having us. Earth is honored to join this meeting." Take moved closer, all 6 eyes now focused on June. "Your species is curious," Take noted, mandibles clicking softly. "Our preliminary assessment places you as moderately dangerous, though your technological development is impressive for your age." June smiled politely. "We're eager to contribute to the greater galactic community." The meeting went well. The Council agreed to let humans join their alliance. Earth would send soldiers to help with security missions across the galaxy. This was a huge step for humanity. 2 weeks later, Hannah, a Council scientist, watched human soldiers train. She was not human. Her skin was blue, and she had 4 arms. Her job was to study how humans behaved in battle. "Watch how they talk to each other," she said to Commander Day, her supervisor. On the training ground, 6 humans moved through an obstacle course. They were fighting robot enemies programmed to act like space pirates. "Kim, behind you," shouted one soldier. "Got it," Kim answered, spinning around to shoot the robot. "Nice shot," said another soldier. "Hey, Sook, bet I can hit more targets than you." "You wish." Sook laughed while throwing a grenade. Hannah recorded everything they said. "See how they never stop talking? Even in danger, they make jokes and challenge each other." Commander Day watched with interest. He was taller than Hannah, with green scales and pointed ears that moved like a cat's. "Is this normal for them?" "Very normal," Hannah said. "I've reviewed records from their Earth wars. They always talk during battle. They share information, tell jokes, complain about the weather, even discuss what they'll eat after the fight." Day's ears twitched. No other species does this. Most fight in silence, focusing only on the enemy. They watched as the human team finished the course. Their time was good but not amazing compared to other Council species. "Most fascinating," Hannah reported to Commander Day later that day. "They speak more during combat than any other documented species." Day flicked his scaled ears. "Is this relevant to their combat effectiveness?" "Unknown," Hannah replied. "But worth monitoring." The next day, Hannah invited Captain June to her lab to ask about this behavior. "Why do humans talk so much during battle?" she asked. June thought for a moment. "It helps us work as a team. We share what we see, warn each other about dangers, and boost morale." "Do you ever fight in silence?" Hannah asked. A strange look crossed June's face. "Sometimes. But that's different." "Different how?" Hannah pressed. "When we go quiet, it means we're—" June paused, searching for the right words. "Fully focused. It doesn't happen often." Hannah made a note of this. She found it interesting that June seemed uncomfortable talking about silent combat. That night, she searched through Earth's military history. Most battle records showed constant chatter, just as she'd observed. But she found a few examples where human soldiers went completely silent. Those missions had the highest success rates, but also the highest enemy casualty counts. She wrote in her report, "Human communication patterns may serve as an indicator of their combat intensity. Their constant talking might actually be a way they hold back their full predatory instincts." Commander Day read her report with concern. "You think their talking is like a safety switch?" "It's just a theory," Hannah said. "But I believe we should watch for situations where humans suddenly go quiet. It might warn us when they're about to become much more dangerous." Day agreed. I'll order monitoring equipment installed on all joint mission channels. If humans stop talking during combat, we should know immediately. Neither of them realized how important this decision would soon become. The emergency alarm blared through the command center. Commander Day rushed to the main screen where a distress signal flashed red. "Report," he ordered, his scaled ears flat against his head. "Outpost 7 is under attack," said Officer Kwan, her four hands moving quickly over the controls. "Pirates have taken over the mining station. They're holding about 40 civilians hostage." Day nodded grimly. "How many pirates?" "Sensors detect at least 30 armed individuals," Kwan replied. "They want ransom and safe passage out of Council space." "Not happening," Day said. "Prepare a rescue team. I want our new human squad on this mission." Within an hour, the response team was ready. Lieutenant Jean stood before his 5 human soldiers, checking their weapons one last time. "Remember, civilians are the priority," Jean told his team. "Get them out safely." Commander Day approached the humans. "This will be your first real mission with us. Are you prepared?" Jean smiled easily. "We've trained for this. My team is the best." The shuttle dropped the human team near the outpost while Day returned to the command ship to coordinate. Large screens showed the humans' body cameras and vital signs. Their comm channel was open for all to hear. Approaching main entrance, Jean reported calmly as the team moved forward. "No guards outside. They must all be inside with the hostages." Day watched as the humans breached the outer door silently. Once inside, they moved like water, flowing smoothly down the corridors. Target-rich environment, Jin's voice came through the calm, light and casual. "Moving to Sector 4. Hey Sang, bet I drop more pirates than you." Day was surprised by how relaxed Jean sounded. This was not a game, yet the humans spoke as if they were in another training exercise. "Not a chance," Sang replied. "Minjay, flank left An." Suddenly, the communication channel went completely silent. Day leaned forward in his chair. "Human team, report," he ordered, concern growing as the silence stretched. Nothing but static answered him. "Are they alive?" Day asked urgently. Officer Kwan checked the monitors. "Yes, Commander. Their life signs are strong. Heart rates are elevated but stable. They're moving faster now." "Then why aren't they responding?" Day demanded. No one had an answer. The command center staff watched anxiously as the dots representing the human team moved swiftly through the outpost. They split up, regrouped, and moved with what appeared to be perfect coordination, all without saying a single word. "This is impossible," whispered Kwan. "How do they know what the others are doing without communication?" For 27 long minutes, the silence continued. The only signs that the humans were still fighting came from their vital signs and the movement of their position markers. Then, suddenly, Jin's voice returned to the calm outpost secured. "All hostiles neutralized. Requesting medical for civilians." His tone was flat, professional, very different from his earlier casual manner. "Lieutenant Jean," Day said, relief evident in his voice. "What happened? Why did you stop responding?" There was a pause before Jean answered. "We were busy, Commander." Day sent medical teams immediately. When reports came back, he could hardly believe the numbers. The human squad had eliminated 38 pirates, more than initially estimated, without suffering any injuries themselves. Several hostages had minor injuries, but all were alive. "I want to see the security footage," Day ordered. Hours later, in a secure viewing room, Day watched with Dr. Hannah as the outpost's cameras revealed what had happened during those silent minutes. "By the ancient stars," Hannah whispered. The moment the humans had gone silent, they had changed. Gone were the loose, casual movements. Instead, they moved with terrifying efficiency. Each step had purpose. Each shot was precise. They communicated with hand signals so small they were almost invisible. One scene showed a human named Sang entering a room with 3 pirates. In less than 4 seconds, all 3 were down. He hadn't hesitated or wasted a single motion. Another camera showed Gene moving through the main hall. A pirate jumped out at him, but Gene moved like he'd known the attack was coming. The pirate was down before he could fire a shot. "This is why they talk," Hannah said suddenly. "The talking keeps them human. When they stop talking, they become something else." Dave felt a chill run down his spine. "Something like what?" "Perfect predators," Hannah replied. "Exactly as I theorized. The communication is their safety mechanism." Day made a decision then. "We need to create an alert system. When humans go silent in combat, everyone needs to know." "What should we call it?" Hannah asked. Day looked once more at the footage of the silent, efficient killers who were now back to being friendly, talkative allies. "The Human Silence Protocol," he said firmly. "And mark it as highest priority." Senior researcher Han stood before the full Council Security Committee. The large circular room held representatives from 27 different species. Many shifted nervously in their seats as Han prepared to speak. "Thank you for coming on such short notice," Han began, adjusting his formal robes. "I've called this emergency meeting to discuss a matter of galactic security." Han activated the large screen behind him. It showed video clips of human soldiers in various combat situations. "Over the past 8 months, we have recorded 7 separate incidents involving human combat teams," Han explained. "Each follows the same pattern." He played the first video. A human team chatted as they fought against smugglers on a space station. Their movements were good but normal. "Now watch what happens," Han said, playing the next clip. The same team suddenly went silent. Their movements changed completely. They moved faster, more efficiently, taking down enemies with perfect precision. "This is the 7th recorded incident," senior researcher Han reported. "The pattern is consistent. When humans cease communication during combat operations, their efficiency increases by an average of 340%. The council chambers buzzed with concerned murmurs. 340%? Asked Counselor Rock, his stone-like face showing rare emotion. "That cannot be accurate." "Our measurements are precise," Han assured him. "We tracked reaction times, tactical decisions, and combat outcomes. The difference is undeniable." Psychologist Hannah stepped forward next. The blue-skinned scientist had been studying humans longer than anyone else in the room. "We've analyzed these events extensively," she said. "At first, we thought this was just a trained combat tactic, but it's much more fundamental." She displayed brain scans of humans during normal combat and during silent combat. During normal operations, humans use their frontal brain regions, the parts responsible for social interaction and higher thinking. But when they go silent, activity shifts to much older parts of their brains. Parts that evolved for hunting. The images showed dramatic differences in brain activity patterns. "Their silence appears to be a trigger," psychologist Hannah explained. "Our theory is that human verbal communication serves as a self-regulating mechanism, a way to suppress their predatory instincts. When they go silent, they're entering what we've termed predatory silence protocol." "Are you suggesting humans are inherently dangerous?" asked a small, bird-like counselor from the back. "Not exactly," Hannah replied carefully. "All sentient species evolved from predators or prey. Humans evolved from persistence predators, animals that chased prey until it collapsed from exhaustion. This required patience, teamwork, and a certain intensity." She showed footage from Earth's nature archives, human ancestors hunting large animals by following them for days. "We believe that speech evolved partly as a way for humans to signal that they were in social mode rather than hunting mode. When they stop talking during combat, they're reverting to a more primal state." Counselor Take leaned forward, his 6 eyes blinking in sequence. "What are you suggesting we do with this information?" Commander Day stepped forward. "Council members, I was present during the first recorded incident. What I saw was both impressive and concerning. Humans become incredibly effective, but they also become different. Less predictable to non-human allies. We are not suggesting removing humans from combat roles," Han clarified quickly. Their abilities are valuable. But we need safeguards. I'm recommending an alert system be implemented immediately, Hannah said firmly. When humans go quiet in combat situations, all non-human personnel should be notified and given the option to withdraw from the immediate area. The council chamber grew quiet as members considered this proposal. Would the humans find this offensive? Asked a counselor with glowing tentacles. They might see this as distrust. We've discussed this with Captain June and other human leaders, Commander Day replied. They understand our concerns. In fact, they seemed relieved that we recognized the pattern. Relieved? Take asked, surprised. Yes, Hannah confirmed. It seems they're well aware of this aspect of their nature. They've developed social structures to manage it, but they worry about how other species might react when witnessing it firsthand. The council debated for another hour. They reviewed more footage of silent humans in combat, moving with machine-like precision, anticipating attacks before they happened, communicating without words. It was both impressive and unsettling. Finally, Counselor Tay called for a vote. Those in favor of implementing the Human Silence Alert Protocol, please indicate now. Lights around the chamber lit up as every counselor voted yes. The motion passed unanimously. The alert system will be active within 3 days, Han promised. All ships with human crew members will have monitoring systems that detect extended silence on combat channels. When triggered, non-human crew will be advised to secure their position and avoid interfering. As the meeting ended, Counselor Take approached Hannah privately. Do you think they're dangerous to us? He asked quietly. Hannah considered carefully before answering. Not intentionally, she said. But it's important to remember that humans evolved on a world that tried to kill them every day. They survived because they're extremely good at eliminating threats. Our job is to make sure they always see us as friends, never as threats. Take's mandibles clicked softly in agreement. Emergency lights flashed across the council command center as Counselor Take entered. Officers from 6 different species moved quickly around the room, checking screens and speaking in urgent tones. What's the situation? Take asked Commander Day. The research vessel Horizon Seeker has gone dark, Day replied, bringing up a holographic map. Last known position was near the edge of Sector 9. We lost contact 3 days ago. Any distress signals? Take's mandibles clicked with concern. None, Day said. But our intelligence network just confirmed the worst. The ship has been captured by the Stellar Dominion. Take's 6 eyes widened. The Stellar Dominion was a dangerous group of extremists known for their deadly biological weapons research. How many scientists were aboard? Take asked. 14, Day answered. They were working on something important. Something classified. Take looked around to make sure no one else could hear. They were developing a cure for the Vega Plague. Day's scales paled. The Vega Plague had already killed millions on outer colony worlds. If the Dominion got that research, they could control who lived and who died across half the galaxy. We need a rescue team, Take said. Our best. I recommend Captain June's human squad, Day said immediately. They've proven themselves in similar situations. An hour later, Captain June and his team stood in the briefing room. The 5 humans checked their weapons as Counselor Take explained the mission. We need that ship back intact, Counselor Take told them. The scientists aboard were working on a potential cure for the Vega Plague. Captain June nodded. My team is ready. Commander Day stepped forward. We've installed the new Human Silence Protocol alert system on all channels. All Allied forces have been briefed on proper procedures. June smiled slightly. I see our reputation precedes us. Just a precaution, Day said. We want all team members to be safe. The plan was simple. A council strike team would create a distraction at the main airlock while June's human team entered through the emergency hatch. Speed was essential. The Dominion might kill the scientists if they felt cornered. The rescue operation began smoothly. The human squad maintained typical chatter as they breached the outer defenses of the captured vessel. Moving through maintenance tunnel, June whispered into his calm, "No resistance yet." "Left corridor clear," reported Tay, one of June's teammates. "Two tangos down in the mess hall," said another human named Gil. "Non-lethal takedown. They won't wake up for hours." "Who designs these ship layouts?" complained Quan as they navigated the twisting corridors. "It's like a maze in." The calm went silent. In the command center, every screen flashed red. A computerized voice announced, "Human silence protocol activated. Silence detected on human combat channel." Throughout the command center, alert notifications flashed, "Human silence protocol activated, non-human units withdraw to safe distance." Commander Day immediately activated his calm, "All council forces, fall back to safety positions. Human silence protocol is in effect. I repeat, fall back now." The non-human rescue team members quickly retreated from the ship's main entrance, creating a secure perimeter 100 meters from the vessel. "What happened?" asked a young officer who had never worked with humans before. "They've gone into hunting mode," Day explained simply. "Now we wait." Inside the ship, the situation had changed dramatically. The human team had just turned a corner when they saw 5 Dominion soldiers guarding a sealed laboratory door. Behind them, through a small window, terrified scientists could be seen huddled together. One of the guards was speaking into a radio, "If anyone approaches, kill the scientists. We need at least 2 hours to download their research." That's when the human squad went silent. As if by unspoken agreement, they split into different directions. Their earlier casual movements were replaced by something entirely different, focused, precise, deadly. Captain June moved like a shadow, sliding between lighting fixtures without making a sound. Gil and Tay circled around through ventilation shafts. Sun and Quan created silent distractions in nearby corridors. The Dominion guards never stood a chance. They didn't even have time to shout warnings. In the command center, Day and Take watched the life sign monitors. The dots representing the human team moved with unnatural coordination through the ship. Wherever they went, enemy signatures winked out. "They're not killing them," Hannah observed, watching closely. "Just disabling them." "How can you tell?" Take asked. "The enemy life signs remain active, just unconscious," she explained. "The humans are being merciful." For 43 long minutes, the silence continued. The command center staff watched as the human team systematically cleared the entire ship, deck by deck, room by room. Then, suddenly, Captain June's voice returned to the calm, "Vessel secured. Scientists safe. Request immediate quarantine protocols and medical evaluation for recovered personnel." His voice was different now, professionally calm, without the earlier casual tone. The final report was impressive. The human team had neutralized 27 Dominion soldiers without any friendly casualties. All 14 scientists were recovered alive. The precious research data was intact. That evening, Counselor Take made a decision. "The mission recording is to be classified at the highest level," he ordered. "May I ask why?" Commander Day inquired. "Because," Take said quietly, "if other species saw how effectively humans hunt, they might start to fear them. And fear leads to poor decisions." "What should I tell the council?" Day asked. "Tell them the human silence protocol works exactly as intended," Take replied. "And that we're fortunate to have humans as allies rather than enemies." 1 year had passed since the Horizon Seeker rescue mission. In that time, humans had become valued members of the Galactic Council's defense forces. Their unique abilities had helped win several important battles against pirates, smugglers, and terrorists across the galaxy. Commander Sung walked through the bright halls of the Galactic Council Military Academy. As the first human instructor at the academy, he still drew curious stares from alien cadets. Today was important, the new training protocols would be officially implemented. Admiral Tate greeted Sung at the entrance to the lecture hall. "The cadets are ready, Commander. This is your area of expertise." Sung nodded and entered the large room filled with 200 young officers from 30 different species. Some had scales, others had tentacles or wings. All wore the silver uniform of the Council Defense Force.
Today we discuss the most recent addition to our combat protocols, Sung announced, activating the main screen behind him. The screen displayed the new protocol section.
Several cadets leaned forward to read.
In mixed-species combat operations involving humans, constant monitoring of human communication patterns is mandatory. If human operatives cease verbal communication during active engagement, immediately activate human silence alert protocols.
Non-human personnel should secure their positions and avoid interfering with human operations until verbal communication resumes.
A young Ardanian officer raised her hand.
Her skin was purple with small glowing dots that pulsed with her heartbeat. "Sir, why is this necessary?" "It seems excessive," she said. Instead of answering directly, Sung played a video clip.
It showed a human squad moving through an asteroid mining facility, chatting casually while fighting against armed smugglers.
"This is standard human combat behavior," he explained.
Then he showed another clip, the same squad, suddenly silent, moving with machine-like precision to neutralize a much larger enemy force.
"And this is what happens when we stop talking," Sung said quietly.
The room was silent.
Many cadets shifted uncomfortably in their seats. Commander Sung smiled slightly.
The Council conducted extensive analysis of human evolutionary history. We evolved as persistence predators on a death world, developing language partly as a way to suppress our hunting instincts and enable cooperation.
When we go quiet, we're reverting to something ancient.
He displayed images of Earth, its dangerous predators, extreme weather, and harsh environments.
Our planet tried to kill us every day, Sung continued. To survive, we became very good at killing things first.
But we also needed to work together to build societies.
Our constant talking helps us stay in social mode rather than hunting mode.
But you seem so peaceful, the Ardanian officer protested.
The most dangerous predators usually do, Sung replied. The galaxy is safer when everyone remembers that humans talking during a fight are humans holding back. Silence means we've stopped holding back. The officer's skin paled slightly, her glowing dots dimming. Is that why the Council created this special alert?
Yes, Sung said simply.
Because sometimes the universe needs to be reminded that humans are apex predators pretending to be diplomats.
After the lecture, Commander Day met Sung in the hallway.
That was quite dramatic, Day said, his scaled ears twitching with amusement. Sung shrugged. They needed to understand. The protocol isn't just about protecting non-human allies from getting caught in our way. It's about protecting humans too. What do you mean? Day asked. When we go silent, we become something we don't always like to remember exists inside us, Sung explained.
Having allies know when to give us space helps ensure we only direct that intensity toward actual threats. Later that evening, Counselor Take hosted a small dinner for the senior academy staff. As glasses were raised in a toast, a young instructor asked the question many had wondered.
Is it true that human silence is that dangerous? Or is this protocol just being careful? The room grew quiet. All eyes turned to Commander Sung. Let me tell you a story, Sung said.
Long ago on Earth, many cultures had the same warning, beware the quiet ones. Our ancestors knew that a predator makes noise when it's warning you.
It falls silent when it's hunting you.
He took a sip of his drink before continuing. The first time I went silent in combat, I was a young soldier.
Pirates had taken a school hostage.
When I saw what they'd done to some of the children.
Sung paused. I don't remember the next 17 minutes.
My team told me later that I moved differently, like I'd become someone else. The room remained silent. The Council didn't create this protocol because they fear us, Sung concluded.
They created it because they understand us.
They know that humans prefer to fight with restraint, with rules, with mercy.
But when we go silent, those things fade away.
And that's when our true nature emerges.
Admiral Take raised his glass again. To our human allies. May we always hear them talking during battle. Everyone drank to that.